Hey, let's talk about how to quickly build value in industry when no one knows you. And now you're doing this for a specific reason. You're doing this so that way you can warm up your audience, so that you can lead with a given hand, so that when it's time for you to make sales and offer your products and your services to your audience, they will be able to accept your proposal and your offer with less resistance. Now, before I go into explaining how to exactly do this, let's just do a quick overview, quick bio of who I am. I've been directly involved in creating business websites in the following industries: dating, coaching, barbershop appointment app, business directory websites. Each of those experiences have taught me valuable skills that I now use when I help coaches and business consultants build their websites and business assets from start to finish. I've hosted a meetup in my local area where I've helped business owners who come from a variety of different industries implement marketing and lead generation in their business to get more sales. This experience has taught me firsthand what lead generation systems should be used based on a different business type. In addition, I've consulted business owners on search engine optimization, showing them key elements in each step of the search engine optimization process so that they can get more traffic to their website. I now use my combined skills to help coaches and consultants implement the right marketing system in order that they can quickly get more clients and make more sales. So, the goal today is to help you implement a lead magnet in your business so that way you can attract more users, you can attract them more easily, and you're leading with a given hand. So imagine being able to tell someone or tell your prospect before you ask for the sale that, hey, I know you might be having this specific problem, and here is how I'm going to help you solve this specific problem. When you do that, that's going to allow them to like and trust you more quickly and be more open to purchase from you later down the line. So essentially, the way that you do that is you do that by helping them solve a problem. In your specific industry, you already know how to provide specific services. You already know how to help people solve certain pain points. So the goal is that how can you take that knowledge or that expertise that you already have? How can you take that and kind of just wrap some of that information into some type of a content, into some type of a lead magnet to say, hey, here is how you can solve X, Y, and Z pain point to lure them in, to bring them into your world, so to speak, so that way they will be more apt to do business with you. And the way that you start this off by solving a problem. So essentially, you're going to help them solve a problem, and they will quickly respect you. Your competitors are likely trying to sell them something first without helping them solve a problem. What you're going to do after watching this series is you're going to lead with giving them a quick solution to their pain point, and you'll be able to that's going to help you more easily make sales. And how do you do that? You do that with a lead magnet. A lead magnet is indeed the solution in this specific case. So essentially what you're doing is you're taking your prospect from a frown. They have a frown right now about something. They're facing some type of an issue, depending on what type of products or services that you offer. They have a frown, but they're not happy about something right now. Your job is to bring them into a happy place, and you can do that with a lead magnet very, very easily. So in a specific instance, let's just go through an example. Now, in your specific business, you already know how to take your audience from, say, step 1 to step 5. If your job is to show them how to make, the best meal in the world, you already know what those steps are. You already know that you have to do step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So that I'm not going to be talking about what those steps are, because you, as a specific, as someone that's providing a specific service, that's teaching a course, you already know what those steps are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the steps that I would take if I were to be creating a lead magnet. So I'm going to go through the steps of creating a lead magnet. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse engineer the process so that you can see the way that I structure the content, so that way you can structure your content that exact same way and offer your audience a lead magnet to quickly, get yourself some leads as well. So the problem that we're talking about in this specific case, for the purpose of this presentation is the problem that they're facing is that they're getting traffic to their website, but they're not getting any conversion. So that is, the issue that they're having right now. So that's the problem. So then the solution that I need to come up with as someone that's providing that type of service is I need to come up with a solution of 4 steps to building a conversion focused website. So if I know that my audience is getting traffic, but they're not getting any conversion, that is how I'm going to kind of start the conversation with them. I'm going to lead the conversation with providing them with a solution, some steps as to how they can go from a frown to a smile. So, my goal, if I were writing to this specific audience that wanted a website conversion, is I want to take them from no website conversion to website conversion. So the steps that I would take, once again, I'm going to go through the steps that I would take, and I'm going to reverse engineer the process so that way it makes more sense to you. Steps I would take is step 1 is I would speak to one problem at a time. My example would be conversion focused website. Even though your audience might be having many different problems, your job here is to only address one. Don't confuse them by addressing too many problems. Step 2 is I would have an attention grabbing headline. My example headline that I would use to engage my audience would be want to build a conversion focused website without the confusion and frustration. This would capture the attention of someone with that pain point. Step 3 is I would promise a solution. My example would be discover our free 4-step guide which help you build your very own conversion focused website. And then my step 4 would be to have a call to action. I would say click on the link below, enter your email address and name in order to get the guide. So my specific audience, if my audience was having the pain point of no website conversion to website conversion, that is an example of a lead magnet that I would present to them. That lead magnet would compel them to provide me with their name and their email address. And in return, I would be able to sell them on my additional products, on my additional services, so on and so forth. Now, I'm going to go through a specific formula that I use to create the content inside the lead magnet so that way you can duplicate it for your own business. In the content that I use, the framework that I use is a framework called WHAT, Why, and How To. This will help you better structure your content. So let's go ahead and let's review it. So going back to the steps that I took, once again, you, regardless of what products or services you offer, if you sell a course, if you offer products or services, the steps to get your audience from A to B, or from frown to smile, in this specific instance, you already know what those steps are, right? So once you know what those steps are, it's a matter of just structuring those steps, putting those steps in a specific order so that way you can present a portion of that. You can present that to your specific audience. So let's kind of just reverse engineer the steps in the process that I took in how I applied the WHAT, Why, and How To formula. So what I went over is in my step 1, I said to speak to one problem at a time. So in this specific instance, this is the WHAT. So this is the WHAT I was talking about. It's to speak to one problem at a time. That's my WHAT. And then my why would be, even though your audience might be having many different problems, your job here is to only address one problem at a time. Don't confuse them by trying to speak to or addressing too many problems at a time. So my why in this specific instance would be, I don't want to confuse them. So that's why I'm speaking to only one problem at a time. My what was the speak to one problem at a time. Why should they speak to one? Why should you speak to one problem at a time? My why is so that you don't confuse them. And then my how to is my example. I provided an example, and I provided an example in each one of those. In a specific instance, the example was a conversion focused website. Okay, so let's look at my step 2. My step 2, I said have an attention grabbing headline. That is my what. So that's essentially my topic though. So my topic in step 2 was have an attention grabbing headline. Why do they need to have an attention grabbing headline? This would capture the attention of someone with that pain point and draw them to engage with the content. So the what is my topic. And the why is that this topic this topic important is because it would draw them to engage with the content. And the how to is essentially is my example. My example headline that I would use to engage my audience would be want to build a conversion focused website without the confusion and frustration. So as you can see, in each step I use the specific framework, and the framework that I use is the what, which is essentially the topic, the why is that topic important, and then how to. Think about it. If you're writing a book, if you're presenting any type of other content, the chapters usually start off with a topic. This is the topic that we're going to talk about. The topic is called, how to iron your shirt. Why is this important to you? This is important because you want to look clean and nice when you step out, and how to do it, and it will show you how to. Essentially, I'm using the exact same framework when I'm presenting my content to my audience. Step 3, promise a solution. So the topic in this specific instance was promise a solution. That's the what. The why in this case is that so that you can help them. This lets them know you have a solution to their problem. So that's my why in a specific instance. That's why I say promise a solution. And then the how to is my example would be discover our free 4-step guide, which help you build your very own conversion focused website. And then step 4, once again, I had a topic. My topic is have a call to action. That's my what. In this specific instance for step 4, my why was, in that case, would be so that they know what they need to do next, right? So if I have a call to action, that's my what. And then my why. Why do I need to have a call to action? Okay, Vladimir, you say a call to action is important. I understand that is this specific topic. The topic is have a call to action. Why should my audience have a call to action? The reason why your audience needs to have a call to action is so that they know what they need to do next. They need to know what the next steps are. And in the how-to, in a specific instance, the call to action is basically just a box, so that way the audience can click on it, put in their name and their email address, so that way they can go ahead and take the next step. So that's the framework that I would use to create content as it relates to providing a lead magnet to a specific audience. Once again, a lead magnet is a very, very easy way to engage your prospects without asking them for anything. It's an easy way to build authority and build trust in your marketplace very, very quickly, so that way you can win them over. So those are the steps, and that's how to do it. Now it is your turn to make it happen.